hello, and welcome to Only Slightly Opinionated. I'm Jamie.
It sounds like you're talking into a fan like we used to do as kids,
I
for
love
our
that.
entertainment.
Yeah, our entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Joey.
And we are two best friends who live quite a distance from each other. So we decided to do a podcast to catch up with one another and talk about all kinds of shit. Probably nobody's listening, but we don't care.
We don't give a motherfuck.
We know we have at least one listener. Two listeners.
That's true. Couple.
12. We have 12. We have like 12.
That'll do.
Yeah, those 12 people, we love them. We love them all. I could probably name them all. I could probably name every single one of our listeners. If I don't know you personally and you listen to this, please send me an email. Please send me an email at osopodcastcontact@gmail.com. Just to blow my mind.
I mean, yeah, I would like to know. It's like if we're saying nobody that we love listens, then if you are somebody that we love and you're listening,
no, you're misunderstanding.
No, they just need to let us know.
No, that's not what I'm asking, though.
What are you asking?
People who don't know us.
Oh.
Because I think the only people who are listening to it are people who love us.
Okay.
That's
I doubt it too.
No, see, I think, it's like, yeah, I think that's what it is. People who know us and love us, friends, that type of stuff. Not our husbands. We know that.
Definitely not.
But I want people who we don't know. Like, if you've never met me and you listen to this podcast, I'd love to hear from you. I really, really would. I'll send you a big old smiley face.
You sure would, too.
I would. How are you, baby?
Oh, I was doing pretty good. We just celebrated our 32-year anniversary.
You're old. You are so incredibly old, and yet because you're small in stature, people think you're young, but you're old. And that's all there is to it.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's called projection.
No, I know I'm old.
Oh, okay.
I never say that I'm not old.
Just so you know.
I never say that I'm not old, like you.
But it was a very nice little, because our anniversary was on a Friday. So our big plan was to go out to lunch and go to Costco. And that's what we did.
Yeah, baby. Sounds like a date night.
It was quite lovely. We went to Bonefish Grill, which was delicious. And I had these pineapple glazed scrimps with some coconut risotto. It was tasty as motherfucker.
I realized what it is about coconut. I don't like coconut in savory. I like coconut in sweet.
Oh, okay.
So, I like anything coconut sweet, I'll devour. But coconut and savory, for some reason, I guess because I think of it as a sweet thing.
Yeah. So
thinking of it as a savory thing, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it.
I can get down with that, Doo-Doo Brown. It don't matter what kind of savory or sweetness it is for me. If it's got that lovely coconut all up in it, I'm gonna turn it up.
Yeah, you will, baby. I know you will.
That's my shit.
You do good on Survivor with all the coconuts.
That is my shit. But as far as anything else that's been going on in my life, that's pretty much about it. That was the excitement of the week.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then. That's been Only Slightly Opinionated. It's been great talking to you, Joey. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Just kidding. Well, that's all I did. I mean, I watched some TV and some movies and shit, but we ain't got to that point yet. But you had an interesting last couple of days.
Yeah, we had a storm. My God, what a storm. Wednesday into Thursday night. No, it was still Wednesday because it was like maybe 10 o'clock. And the power started flicking, and then the power went out. And I'm like, okay, power's out. I looked outside, and I honestly don't know that I've ever seen anything so violent in person. I've never been in a tornado or anything like that, but this was crazy. It was crazy. Like, I looked outside, I'm like, get away from the window. It was nuts, and we had major limbs down in our yard. We were without power all Thursday, all of Friday, and what is today? Today's Saturday, right? Yeah, it came on sometime in the middle of the night, between Friday and Saturday. So yeah, it's been really shitty. So I haven't been watching any TV or anything like that. I haven't been able to do the Peloton because it is too fucking hot to walk outside. So for me, I can't do it. So I don't know what my weigh-in is going to be like this week, because my weigh-in last week, ladies and gentlemen, was not good. I only lost a pound and 1.7 pounds, which isn't bad.
It's still a loss.
If I was just trying to lose weight without the Zepbound. Like, if I'm taking this fucking medicine, I expect more than 1.7 pounds. So I don't know what it's going to be like this week, because this week, not only did we have no power, so I couldn't go out and walk. I Pelotoned on Monday. No, I didn't do anything on Monday. I had like a shitty day on Monday, and I was like, I'm not doing anything today. So I didn't do anything on Monday. So Tuesday I Pelotoned. Wednesday I was going to walk, but it rained almost the entire day. Thursday power was out and it was too hot. Friday power was out, it was too hot. Saturday. So I'm hoping I'll Peloton today to make up for some of that I've lost.
I'm hoping you will Peloton today too.
But yeah, so it's just been a really shitty week. It's been a crap week. But you know, power's back on. We don't have any AC, and it's like 90 million degrees outside.
At least you got the basement. I mean, at least it's cooler down there. Basement,
and we got fans, so that helps a little bit. But yeah, I don't get it, man.
It all sounds very tornadic.
Yeah, it does. Paul calls it straight winds, I think he called it.
Straight
it's like
winds.
A
Why
tornado,
they gay winds?
And it just goes down like a corridor. Like the wind just goes like in a wall down the corridor of a street or something like that.
That sounds like a made up thing.
No, I think I've heard of it before. I don't think Paul would make it up. I don't. Not meteorological things. He's very serious about his meteorology.
It's like Marty and his field corn. Whenever he sees a field of corn, he's like, oh, that's just field corn. Because I'm always like, let's stop and pick some. He's like, that's just field corn. And I'm like, field corn? Well, what the fuck is corn? It's grown in a fucking field.
What is field corn for?
He says that it's for feeding, cattle or livestock or whatever, and that it's not as high of quality. But I'm like, well, how do you know? And how is it that every single fucking cornfield we pass to him is field corn? So I'm like, I just don't understand. So it's a whole thing, when we're driving. I'm always like, look, babe, field corn.
Marty's a known liar, though. I mean,
that is true.
Goes without saying. So
true. It's true. He tries to make him, make himself feel better by, I don't know, exaggerating.
Yeah,
I don't get
he's
it.
A liar.
Yep.
He's a lying liar.
Field corn.
Joey just moved his body and made some sound.
Oh, did I? Ooh, sorry. I am falling apart, though. That's, par for the course.
Yeah, we all are, baby. So is that it about what we've done?
Yeah, that's all I got.
So it's time for Joey motherfucking Music Minute.
Ooh, Lola, you up like, I don't know, up 6 octaves.
Thanks, babe. Thank you.
Motherfucking Music Minute.
Oh, come on.
I just tried to bring it down, balance in your glass shattering. Anyway, that first song leading us in.
Haters gonna hate.
The new Adam Lambert song. Cunty is the name of the song. And I just think that's so cute. And of course they use a V instead of a U so that it's like, it's Kvinty.
Oh God, I feel so Kvinty today.
But it is such a jam, and I really, really
Damn.
like it.
The whole
He seems.
album or just that song?
Oh, it's just the song so far. I know he's
Okay.
working on a new album. I mean, I think he just recently had one.
Oh, I see. So it's just a single that he's released.
Yeah, just a single. He's
Okay.
Don't be so stupid. Don't be so
I am
stupid.
not being stupid. You are being stupid.
But he just released an album recently of covers. He did a lot of covers of things,
Oh,
which was mediocre. I mean, I liked Adam Lambert because I think he's got this amazing tool with his voice. He's incredibly talented. But he always seems to just miss the mark on making music that would be accessible to more people.
yeah,
Like I know he does he's fronts Queen
yeah,
by singing all those songs, and I think that made a huge influence on the music that he was making because a lot of it was sort of almost rockish.
yeah.
So this total like club banger thing coming out of nowhere is really, really fun. I like it. I love the lyric of I'll break your heart and look cunty when I do it. It's just it's
Amen, sister.
funny. It's a great song. It's
Yeah,
very, very
I
enjoyable.
liked it. I liked listening to it.
So I'm hoping for if at least he gets some traction on it, that it will at least impact an album that would be a little more radio play friendly, I guess.
Like cunty.
Yeah, well, true. I guess you can't play that on the radio, but that's okay. We could hear it in the club because you and I are there all the
All
time.
the time in the club.
We got our own seats, got our own little chairs at the club.
Yep, wheelchairs, baby, wheelchairs.
And then other music wise, there is a new album by a British duo called 07, but they partnered with somebody else, and I'm not entirely sure who this is behind them, but it's like 07 with Swim Surreal. They have not released any previous music, this Swim Surreal, so I don't really know what they are. I don't know if it's like a music producer who partnered with them. I don't know. But I know that they were trying to make a change because a huge body of their work was they actually propelled Sia to stardom because she was their guest vocalist. And they used a few different guest vocalists on most of their albums. So I think this was just like, okay, well, we don't want to do this exact same thing, so we want to do something different and new. And it's a very mellow album, but it's very cool. Like it sounds like some like psychedelic 70s, sort of like easy listening 70s with, like purring keyboards and it's just really cool. It sounds really, really nice. So we'll play one of the songs that I absolutely love on our outro, just so people get a chance to hear it. But the name of the album is In the Half Light. You can look it up by 07 or by Swim Surreal, or you can look it up by saying 07 with Swim Surreal, but whatever. Really cool album, a solid 10 songs. It's just very enjoyable to listen to. It's like kind of like one of those albums that you would want to put on if you were home, the house is clean, and you're like, I just want to have something nice to listen to while I'm reading or folding laundry or whatever. It's just a really cool. It's like it's like a vibe, It's like a cool certain sort of type of a vibe.
Sort of, it's just got a vibe to it.
But yeah, that's what. And just in case there's any Sia haters out there, she does not appear on this album at all. Because I know there's people who just do not like her. But that was
Like
how
a voice.
that was how I discovered her, because her guest vocals on their first album, Simple Things, was like, I mean, it's so incredible that I was like, who the fuck is that?
Who
And
is this woman?
that's how I sought her out. And I had to buy her first album on import, which was difficult to get. But I really
Where
like
is
her.
she from?
She's Australian. Sia is Australian. But anyway, that's all I got for music, baby. What you got? You got some music? Time for Jamie motherfucking music, baby.
No, it's Jamie's motherfucking music. 2 seconds. Because I just started listening to a new musical called The Connector by
Oh,
Robert Brown, who wrote The Last 5 Years and Parade and
okay.
Honeymoon in Vegas and Bridges of Madison County, and he likes a movie adaptation.
Okay.
This is not a movie adaptation, and I honestly don't know much of what it's about other than it has to do with a newspaper called The Connector.
Okay.
So I
Is
started
this
listening to
a
that.
like period related, like 40s
It
or
was in the
50s or
90s.
something?
Takes
Oh,
place in
okay.
the 90s.
What's the
Yeah.
general story? Do you know?
No, I have no clue.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
looking at it on Wikipedia right now, and there is no story there.
Interesting.
So I
So
haven't. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to
Oh, go
say,
ahead.
how's the music? Have you
Well,
listened to
I've
any of
only
it yet?
listened to one song,
Oh, okay.
and I enjoyed it. I listened to it twice because that's how I listen to things. So I liked it enough that I went back and listened to it again.
Oh, well, that's a good sign then.
Yeah, and I like Jason Robert Brown. I think he does really good work. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Scott Bakula's in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my motherfucking music. 35
What the
seconds.
hell has Scott Bakula been doing anyway? Where has he been? Has he
He was
been
on that
doing a lot of...
NCIS for a while.
Oh, that's true. I never watched any of those. I just didn't
No,
know. Does he do a lot of theater? Is he really big in
I
the
mean
theater world?
he has not in the past. Like he started in Broadway musicals,
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
but he hasn't done a ton lately.
Does he have a good singing voice?
Yeah, it's passable.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what we all aspire to be, passable.
that's all you can ask for, really. Pass or fail, pass or fail, pass or fail, pass or fail. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I watched quite a bit of things this week that I
Oh
could
no.
talk about. What
Hold
about
on.
you?
Hold on 1 second.
You
You
glitched for a second, but you're fine.
no, you you
You did
glitched for a
too.
second. Okay. Well, you glitched for a second, and you cut out, so I didn't hear what you said.
I was just saying that I watched a lot of stuff this week
Oh, you did you?
that I could definitely talk about. But what
Go
about
ahead.
you? I mean, I know you had no power for a few days, so you didn't watch fuck all, but
Nope. Nope. I watched some Evil. I watched Taskmaster Australia.
You'll
That's
be
about
happy
it.
to know that I was watching some Taskmaster this past week.
Which season
Just
are you
the most recent season.
on? Okay.
Not the Australian, but you know, the
Right.
regular one.
Right.
I figured I'd watch the most recent one, and then I think I'm like 2 other seasons behind, I think. So I got lots to watch, and I just fucking love that show. And I know we've talked about it on here numerous times, but people, we are telling you, get yourself onto fucking YouTube and watch Taskmaster, because
It's so much fun.
it's lighthearted entertainment. You don't really have to know anything going into each episode or anything.
You don't
'Cause
have to know the people on it. You get
No,
to know them over the course of a series, but
exactly.
you don't need to know them. It's fun if you do. But yeah, they explain the rules every time
Mm-hmm.
every time the show they explain the prize task, and then the rest of the show is pretty self-explanatory. I mean, in terms of they're doing tasks, but the types of tasks is where the enjoyment and fun comes out of it.
That's the genius, is the things they come up with are just hysterical.
Yeah.
And most of the time, as I'm watching, I'm like, I want to do that. I want to be on this show. I want to try to, you know, I don't know if you do it while you're watching when they give the task. I'm always like looking for tricks, like what is
Oh
the
yeah, of course.
secret way to get it around it or
Of
whatever. But
course. Of course.
fucking
There's
love that show.
a Taskmaster live experience that's opening in London.
Uh-huh.
And I could have gotten tickets. I signed up for the ticket lottery and I got selected. But I think a lot of people did because it's open for like months. I want to do it so bad, but it's only in England.
I know you talked about it. I don't know if you talked about it on the podcast or if it was just to me, but so if we're talking about it twice, sorry everyone. But
sorry, get off my ass, man. God.
I would so fucking love to do that. It would be a blast. So funny. Anyway,
how do I become a British comedian?
I know. Well, you could do it easily. Just you've got the accent. You can do it.
Yeah.
Come on, practice. Do it right now.
Arr, matey. No
Our
good.
matey.
No good.
Anyway,
They say mate.
okay, so starting with
What did
what
your lazy ass watch?
I watched. One thing I wanted to talk about was using Flickster. I came across a couple of titles that I was like, oh, I haven't even heard of these movies. And we're talking about queer films. So I was like, oh, well, this is kind of cool. But there's a queer film, a British queer film called Bonus Track. Have you heard of this at all?
Mm-mm.
I had not heard of it. It was not on my radar. It was not anything I knew about at all. Um, but it's it kind of has that Heartstopper feel, like because it's kids in school, sort of a thing. Um, it's also got Susan Wacoma in it, who we
Aww.
love to death.
Yeah.
Crazy Head, which we both love to death. Anybody who hasn't seen it, Crazy Head is so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think that was on Hulu, right?
It was originally on Netflix.
Oh, was it? Okay, so
Yeah.
you should be able to find it still, I would hope. But also Josh O'Connor is in it,
Aww.
which both of them have like small roles because they're not the central plot line characters or
Right.
anything. But I was just so excited to see that they were in it. So it's it definitely was not a low budget cheap
Right.
movie. But it takes place, and it has to do with music too, because it's like a kid who's sort of like a quiet geek in school, but kids kind of pick on him, but he has this interest in music, and he so badly wants to perform in the big talent show so that he can impress everybody and they can not think that he's a moron.
Right.
Um, and
Aww.
then this new kid comes and gets transferred into the school who's the son of a rock star, and he instantly befriends him and they become really close friends, but they're also falling in love with each other, and it's so sweet. It was such an adorable movie. I mean, it's not like, you're not gonna be like, this is the best movie ever, but it's just a feel good movie, and I very much enjoyed it. And even with all the people involved, Ali Alexander from Years and Years even did the music, did the soundtrack to it, so it has a lot of fun music throughout it. I couldn't stop talking about how much I liked it, so I do
Yeah.
highly recommend it. It's very, very
Okay.
good.
Sounds good. I like it.
The other one that I hadn't heard of that was on there was a movie called Queen Tut. Have you heard of that?
No.
So another queer film, obviously, Queen Tut. It was a Canadian one that takes place in Toronto. Um, but it has to do with an Egyptian man who had been living in Egypt but comes back to live in Toronto, and he gets involved with a community of drag queens, and starts making this dress or whatever. But the big thing about it was trans actor Alexandra Billings.
Oh, I love Alexandra
I
Billings.
love her, and she's
Yeah.
such a she's such a great activist and everything for the
Yeah.
community, and she does so much, and that's sort of the role that she's playing in it, but she's so fucking good. So this movie, on the other hand, I wouldn't necessarily say that anybody should rush out to see it. It's only like an okay movie, but if you are a fan of hers, her performance in it is so good, and I was just like, she's such a natural. Like, she really should do more. Like, I don't know why she doesn't get cast in more things.
Yeah.
I mean, I know she does theater and stuff like that as well, doesn't
Yeah.
she? Right?
Yep.
But yeah, she just was really, really captivating in this movie. Kind of a comical role, but also, playing a sort of a mom to the new drag queen. So it was cute. I would say it's worth watching. Like I said, if you like Alexandra Billings, but other than that, eh. Then I watched Bratz, the
Oh, I want to see
documentary.
it. Yeah. How was it?
I would say see it. It kind of feels like overall like what's his name? Andrew McCarthy. It kind of feels like he's just blaming being called part of the Brat Pack for a lackluster career. I can because it's like this is the whole point of the documentary is that he wants to go and talk to everybody that was part of the Brat Pack and get their experience of like how did that affect them by having that
right.
title of Brat Pack. But he doesn't get to talk to everybody, and it just I don't know, it just felt very like it kind of felt sad. Like I kind of felt
Oh,
sorry for him because it's like he was trying to find some deeper meaning in how maybe his life took a different turn because of negative implications of being called somebody from the Brat Pack, which I don't know. I don't know that everybody had that same experience as
yeah.
him. I mean, some of the people that he did talk to in the documentary, like Demi Moore, um, went on to have a really amazing career. So she was
Yeah.
just like, fuck it. She was like, I don't care. It didn't hurt me at all.
Yeah.
But he doesn't talk to like, no Anthony Michael Halls. And well, one thing they
Really?
cover. Yeah.
I knew
What?
Molly Ringwald and Judd Nelson weren't in it, but I didn't know Anthony Michael Hall wasn't.
Nope. And that's the thing too, is
I mean, come on. He could have gotten that guy.
when you talk to everybody though, and you say who is the Brat Pack, it's very kind of gray. It's not like there was specifically these people that all belonged, in the same movies, because like I mean, they weren't in very many movies together.
Right.
So they all kind of got labeled into this Brat Pack, and I just found it interesting. Like, because if somebody would have asked me who's the Brat Pack, I would name all of these actors, but
Right.
when you look at their bodies of work, they didn't really do a heck of a lot of things together. I mean, John
No, it was
Hughes.
not. It was a group of actors at the time, young actors that were doing kind of this kind of genre of movie
Mm-hmm,
where they were playing young people, teens and things like that. And with great success at the time.
absolutely.
I think that's where, it has nothing, it's not really about, because they were all in St. Elmo's Fire, let's say, or whatever.
Right, right.
Was Andrew McCarthy in St. Elmo's Fire?
He was, yes.
Okay.
But Anthony Michael Hall wasn't. Neither was what's her
Molly
face? Molly
Ringwald.
Ringwald. So it's just kind of I don't even was it Emilio Estevez in that one?
Yes, he was.
Okay. I couldn't remember. But
Yeah, he plays like a banker or some shit.
I mean that's kind of the thing. When they started it off, they were talking about how it was a particular time in the early 80s when things were changing, when they basically learning that young people could sell movies, because we
Right.
had Tom Cruise and we had all of these people that were leading big huge Hollywood productions,
Yeah.
which we didn't really have before. They were mostly older people, so it was kind of like this whole movement.
Renaissance.
Yes, the Renaissance. But it's I don't know. I'm overwhelmingly. I just thought it was a kind of a boring documentary. Like when you want to watch something like that, you want to sort of relive those movies and be sort of like, because we all grew up with those movies. I mean,
Yeah.
I still say to this day that The Breakfast Club is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. It's got to be in my top 5. I just absolutely love that movie.
Yeah.
I think it's so brilliantly done, so brilliantly acted. But to blame, a title like Brat Pack for not having an ongoing career just seems kind of
Yeah, take
I don't know.
responsibility, bub.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you didn't make good choices, or
Yeah. Maybe you're not that great. I mean,
right.
Andrew McCarthy's not Laurence Olivier.
No, he's not. And he's pretty similar in every role he plays.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe it's just you, babe. Just you.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, it's fun to watch, but it just wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be. I wished it would have delved more on maybe some details about the movies or what it was like back screen or how they all got along together. But I mean, with Andrew McCarthy, he's just kind of like, I mean, we weren't all that close. We didn't hang out together. We weren't really friends. And so it's just kind of like you're watching it like, well, this sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, where's the juice, Andrew?
Exactly. So I don't know. I'd be curious to
Andy.
hear what more people think about it. But what else did I watch? I rewatched both of the Quiet Place movies, number 1 and number 2, because we got tickets and we gonna go see Quiet Place next weekend, and I'm super excited about it.
Nice.
Even though John Krasinski did not direct this one, I'm hoping it will at least be, exciting. And I love the whole like post-apocalyptic thing of, especially like day one type thing when it happens and everybody's running and screaming and that kind of shit.
You're a psychopath.
Of course. And I love that shit.
You are a psychopath.
So I'm super excited about that. Although it was fun to watch, because I guess I'd forgotten that the first one goes right into the second one. Like it literally takes off from the second that the first movie ended. So it was so funny to watch them back to back because Marty and I were like, damn, them kids are older now. Which going to the movies to see it, I didn't even notice or think about. But when you watch it, you're like, damn, that kid just grew like 2 feet. Like, so that was kind of funny. I watched the Ken and Barbie killings. Do you know anything about that one? It's a documentary on Max. And it's just like a 4-episode documentary series. But in the 90s, and this is in Toronto as well, there was this guy who was like a serial rapist. And then he meets this girl and they get married. And then he starts killing girls and keeping them prisoner in his house.
Jesus.
And apparently it was huge in Canada. Like it was like the biggest story ever there because they didn't have a reason to kill at all. Like he just was just any random girl. Well, that's the funny thing is she's the one that first gets arrested. And so she tells them all like, oh my God, yeah, this is what he's been doing. He made me go with him and then pick up this girl. And the kids they pick up are like 14. They're like underage. They're young. They killed her sister, his wife's sister.
Oh.
He wanted her and she gave her to him and he killed her. And then anyway, the whole thing, what you come to find out is that she was a part of it all along. Like, because not only did they kill these people, they fucking videotaped all of it.
Oh, Jesus.
So he had all these tapes hidden in the house and they were given to his defense lawyer. But that defense lawyer eventually turned them over like he was supposed to. Finally, it took some time for him to do that, but it clearly showed that the wife was just as involved in torturing, and some of the things that they did are just unspeakable. Like they didn't just rape and kill these women; they tortured. I mean, it was just awful, and I couldn't get over that. And it wasn't a story that I was familiar with, but they did, like, by calling them the Ken and Barbie killers, they just were like these 2 good-looking people that you would have never suspected in a million years were doing something like this. So I recommend that documentary. It was a good one to watch. Let's see. I also watched, speaking of documentaries, the Tell Me You Love Me, or Tell Them You Love Me. Have you heard about that one yet? Mm-hmm. It just came out on Netflix. There was a man, because he's fully grown, so I don't want to say boy, but he has cerebral palsy and was non-communicative, what you call it, nonverbal. He didn't, he just was not a functioning. I shouldn't say functioning, but not a
No, like he was nonverbal.
He was nonverbal. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. But his brother ends up taking a course at the university and hears this woman speaking about how a lot of times people who are nonverbal just don't have a way to express themselves, and that has been her area of focus or whatever, her expertise. So he asks her if he could help his brother. Can you help find a way for my brother to communicate? So she starts coming to the house, and she's got this little like computer type thing where he can type in the letters and basically communicate.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that he has cerebral palsy, so he has no muscle control of his body, including his voice box and everything. So she has to hold his arm while he's typing the numbers or typing the letters. So it really becomes a question of, is he really typing it or
Yeah.
is she? Because they start sharing, because of the trial that eventually happens, they start sharing all these communications between her and him. And it's just kind of miraculous that he's supposed to have this incredible intellect, that he's super, super smart and can carry on these amazing conversations. And it's almost like poetic the way that he speaks and all this stuff. So she sort of convinces the family, but then she comes to the family and is like, and by the way, we're in a relationship, it's sexual, and we love each other. So of course it turns out that it's just all complete bullshit. She's controlling what he's typing, and so this poor guy is just basically being raped by this
Being
woman.
raped. Yeah.
And it's so horrible to watch, but it's so amazing how the whole story unfolds, because you're just kind of like, what? Like, how is this even possible? And basically she got away with it. She didn't.
What?
Yeah, because she had a trial that she was not able, and I don't think this is even in the documentary, this was what I read up afterwards. She had a trial, but the judge wouldn't allow any of like certain things to be introduced into the trial. Like they had other experts that were willing to attest to the fact that this science is real, and that they spoke with him and he's fine and he really can communicate and blah 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 blah. But the judge didn't allow that anything in the trial, so she got a mistrial. So she went to prison for 2 years, but then she got it thrown out. So that's what happened. But
and they're not going to retry her.
No, they considered her time spent, God. Which is just very uncomfortable to it's just so weird. They called it facilitated communication, because she's basically facilitating the communication by moving his hand. But somebody had written that it was, they called it a Ouija board effect. Yeah. Like, if she's holding the arm and controlling or moving it towards, if it's because they show him and it's just his little finger, like moving down and touching the key. So she could put that anywhere she wanted to.
Right.
But anyway, I'm talking too much about it, but it was interesting to watch and quite a horrible story just to
it sounds like it.
See. But that's all I've been watching. That's some good little chunk.
Yeah, it sure is. That's a lot of stuff.
It's a bevvy of EntertainTment.
Yep, it is, and I have nothing to add because I've not been able to watch TV for 4 days.
A food thing. I saw another article. This time that Reese's was releasing, I think it just in a test market, but it's a chocolate lava Reese's,
like a pre-made one, or
so it's basically got the chocolate on the outside, it's got the peanut butter in the middle, but in the center is like a chocolate goo.
Okay.
And that's supposed to be coming out because apparently it was successful or whatever. But I don't know about all that, because you and me, it's all about that peanut buttery goodness.
Gotta have a peanut buttery goodness.
And if it don't have enough peanut butter, then I'm not gonna be down
No,
like
ma'am.
Doo Brown.
No,
No, thank
sir.
you.
No way, honey.
No,
No,
ma'am. No, sir.
no,
No,
no, no,
Anything interesting you've been eating that you've been, enjoying while you have been no power and no exercise? No.
Nope.
At
Not a
least it's no
damn thing.
nausea. At
Yeah.
least the not. I mean,
No
hey,
nausea.
count our blessings, baby.
Count your blessings. Count. Is that? Let me see your mug. Oh, for some reason I thought it was a Stanley mug all of a sudden. I was like, what the fuck? Didn't you have a, what is it?
It is a Stanley one from
I
Starbucks.
thought I thought you had a Yeti.
I have a Yeti and a Stanley.
Oh my god. And the one he got you from Temu.
Well, I threw that shit out.
How many do you need?
I just got two. I mean, one I put in the dishwasher, and then the other one I use, and then I swap them out.
You just swap them out?
I just swap them. And my neighbor sent me a little link. Apparently, you can buy these, like, depending on the brand, whether it's Stanley or Yeti, you can buy these little frozen things that are the exact shape of the tumbler, right, so that you can freeze them and put them in there, and they like encompass the whole entire thing. Yeah. Well, not the whole entire thing, but leaving you an area for beverage.
For water.
Just water for me. Just water for me.
Just a little bit of water, please.
Just water, please.
This is gonna be a short ass episode. That's okay. The last couple episodes have been really long. But
yeah, they were real long.
We have an opinionary.
Hell yeah! Opinionaries. Go opinionary. Go opinionary.
Are you ready?
One more. Go opinionary. Okay, do it. Read it up.
It's from our lovely love Brandy Joe.
Oh, Brandy
and it's
Joe.
Titled "Hi Boys," and that's Brandy Joe of Scaring is Sharing podcast. He and Jeremy Russ go check that out.
Yes, you should go check them out. I love them.
He says, "Hello, my OSO boys. Thank you for another fabulous episode. A few ponderings. I love a pondering.
I do too.
Regarding Next Level Chef, have you all seen the Spanish film The Platform? Same concept, but in a horror movie form. It's amazing."
I loved that movie. I loved that movie. I think it's Spanish. What did he say? What language it was?
He said Spanish.
It was Spanish. Okay.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Then he says, "I only watched the first episode of Evil, but didn't love it." Well, that's on you, bud. It's great. I hear such good things, so I need to give it another try. I just finished the first season of Them, and it was so fucking creepy. Some scenes continue to stick with me days after watching. I definitely recommend Them. Is that the Harold Perrineau one?
Wait, was he in that? In the first season?
Hold on, I'm looking.
It's an anthology. The first.
Oh no, okay, it's not. What is the one with Harold Perrineau? The one that's on Star?
Oh no, it was on Max and Oh, what was the name of that? From. No, it wasn't on Max.
Yeah, no, it wasn't on Max. No, wait, did it get canceled?
Yeah, I think because I talked about Them because I watched the second season. Did it get canceled?
It looks like Them from maybe got canceled because it says like 2022 to 2023, but I don't think there's been, let's see, 3. No, there's still a third season coming. Maybe the third season is going to be the last season or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
But Them was I agree with Brandy Joe. I loved it. The first season though I didn't love as much as the second season, so I'm super excited that he's going to be watching the second season because I thought it was even better. And then they do have a nice little tie-in from the first season to the second season, which I thought was cool and clever too. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Good. I'm with Jamie on Tubi. I can't do commercials. If there's a live event we have to watch on TV, like the Oscars, we will start 30 to 45 minutes late there, boys. Boys, how are you today then? Thank you so much. Bring me a whiskey and then tell your mother I'm over here. Sorry, any Irish people out there. We will start 30 to 45 minutes late so that we can fast forward through them. I also subscribe to YouTube Premium, same thing, for the same reason, as I watch a ton of YouTube videos, so it's worth it. Yep, I'm there too. I just can't do a commercial. I don't care how short or how little they are. No, I don't want commercials. If I have to pay for content, I know Tubi's free, whatever. I don't want your commercials. I don't know what Taskmaster is, but I have to check it out. Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Just
Brandy
go
Joe.
to YouTube. You can start with any season. It doesn't matter which season because each season is its own encapsulated little thing. You can, go through them and see if there's somebody that you know. It's always fun to do that. I don't know how many British comedians you know, but there's quite a few well-known ones on it throughout the years. But it's so good. It's so good. But he says, kind of sounds like Talk Show the Game Show. Gone too soon. I loved that show. I know of that show, but I never watched that show.
I don't know anything about that.
I don't know it. He says, I'm all for a game night with one or both of you. Let's make it happen. I love them. Except anything RPG. Yes, I'm with you on that.
Oh, yeah, no, thank you.
Do that shit.
Too complicated.
But I could play Cards Against Humanity for days. Reading it how it was written.
That was perfect.
That's all for now. Love you both. Stay opinionated and sexy. BJP.
Stay opinionated and sexy. That's so sweet.
Oh, we should pay him
wait though.
Tagline.
BJP. Let me just speak to you. Let me just speak on you for a minute. Now, when I asked you to weigh in on the Tubi thing, I wasn't talking about the motherfucking commercials. Jamie was trying to make a comparison to the Tickety Tockety and the Tubi. Trying to say, oh, yes, you was. No, motherfucker.
No, I'm saying the obsessiveness with it is the same. It's two content things. One is Tubi, one is TikTok. They're two different ways of getting content, different types of content. I understand that. Tubi has more produced scripted content. I get that. But I'm saying you are as obsessed with Tubi as I am with TikTok. That's what I was trying to say.
Roll the tapes, bitch. That's not what you said.
Oh, that is too, Joey Johnson. God damn it. It most certainly is. And I'm not going to fight with you about it.
I just like to go until his eye starts twitching. And then I let it go. Then I let it pass.
Do you? Ever?
Yeah. But it takes a while to get your eye twitching. It's all jangly all up in there. Twitching. It's time to love it or to hate it. Do you love it, Jamie, or do you hate it?
What
now, do you love, baby?
I hate it.
What do you hate?
Right now, you.
All right, come on, give us some love and hates.
Well, mine are going to be stupid. You know that because I don't have anything going on. So my hate is...
yours are always stupid. So it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it was nice if you hadn't stumbled on the word. It would have been more effective.
Whatever.
Stupid. My hate is DTE, which is the energy company, the only choice of electricity that we have in this area. And they suck so fucking bad. They are terrible. I'm sorry, but they are. Yeah. And my love is something that I don't have right now. And that's air conditioning. I love air conditioning.
You know, I have this conversation a lot. Like Marty and I think about it all the time. Like, you know, especially down here when it's like 9 million degrees. And I'm like, how the fuck did anybody ever want to live in this fucking cesspool hellhole of heatness back before air conditioning? I just do not understand.
Probably never got that hot back before air conditioning, you know?
Probably, that's true, because the temperature has definitely changed and it's definitely hotter. Yeah. But even still, like, oh my God, I just can't imagine not having air conditioning.
Can't imagine it. It's stupid to even think about it. To even bring it up is dumb. Yeah. Why would you do that? Why would you bring it up? Why?
You did it. Why? You brought it up.
Why?
You brought it up.
What do you love? What do you hate? What do you love? I can't wait. Tell me, Joey, what do you love and hate?
That was good, baby. You had a little jangle going on.
Thanks.
You sure did. Okay, so for my love is Parmesan cheese wisps. You know, the
Oh, it's
wisps.
so good. Yes, wisps
They
are good.
are so goddamn good. And you know what? They have a bunch of other flavors, and I've tried them all,
Yep.
but I do not love them as much as I love just the plain old Parmesan.
Now, have you had the one that I think is maybe Monterey Jack with pretzel pieces mixed in with it?
Yes, that was the one you told me to get, and I
Yeah,
bought them and devoured every single motherfucking one of them in a
yeah, they were
heartbeat. So
tasty.
that
Those
wasn't
were
helpful for
tasty.
me.
Yeah, but they were good. They were
They
good
were
as
good.
hell. So that and the Parmesan are the two best wisps
Yes, and I
available to
eat them a
you.
lot, especially when I'm trying to do the keto thing and low carb. So I just love almonds, like just plain
Yeah,
almonds with those with the wisps. It's like the combined crunchiness of them both. It just
yeah,
satisfies that my snack tooth.
yep.
I love those things.
Snaggletooth satisfies your snaggletooth.
It satisfies my snaggletooth, my schnaggletooths. Um, but my hate is where I get them from, which is Costco.
Why do you hate Costco?
Okay, so first let me say, I love Costco, but I fucking hate going to Costco. I just cannot. For one, I don't know what yours is like up there, but here, you know, Myrtle Beach is like a ginormous place now, and there are so many people that live here, and we have one Costco, and it is a fucking madhouse all the time. It does not matter. Marty and I have tried getting up at the crack of dawn and going as soon as they open. We tried going in the later in the evening, and it's just always a
Ugh,
madhouse at our store. There are
I hate.
so many people, and I fucking can't stand I wish they would get rid of the sample. It's just there's too many
Yeah,
people.
yep.
And you
It's
got those
gross.
people who just sort of they got their carts and they don't even have anything in
Yeah,
their carts and they're chit chatting up the. Also,
preach,
tell me more about that snack.
preach.
It's just like, come on. And not only that, even the leaving, it's like a huge line, and you gotta like maneuver your way through all the fucking people who want a $1.50 hot
Yeah,
dog. They all up in there want they hot dogs.
yeah.
And then they looking for the chicken. No, they don't got chicken. They got pizza. There's just so many of them.
I know.
I just want to run them over with my little cart.
Do it.
It's
Do
so
it.
annoying. I fucking
Do
love
it.
everything at Costco, and I like getting the stuff that I get from Costco, but I can't stand the fucking people.
And I can't stand him.
Can't stand it.
And I
Can't
can't
stand.
stand him.
But that's it. That's all I got. That's my
Okay.
love. That's my hate. I told you what I love, baby, what I hate.
Are you touching your nipples right now?
I am. I'm giving my nipples
Why
a
are
little
you doing
tweak.
that? Okay. I love you.
I love you, baby.
Bye.
Oh, and bye.
Fingernail moonlight, the way that you kiss me, how your face hit the